CockFM Radio. It's all about you.
A very warm welcome to you on today's edition of the Headliners on CockFM Radio. Today, Thursday, the 18th of May, 2023. In a moment, I'm going to be reviewing the major stories making the rounds on the cover of our national dailies. My name is Olufemi Peters. Today we're going to be starting off with the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper for today, the cover story says, expect institutional reforms. Tinubu promises Nigerians. U.S. Secretary of State calls President-elect on phone. Keyamo chides filming Atiku for criticizing Blinken's actions. That is the main story for the Nation newspaper today. You'll find that story on page 4. Still on the cover of the Nation today, let's give you some other stories. Doctors strike, hospitals paralyzed in Lagos, Abuja, Calabar, others, Ondo, Yobe, Osun yet to join. Patients for Ondo, Yobe, Osun yet to join. Patients for evacuation. Ex-Methodist prelate Mbak dies at 86. Akeredolu Borofis, Alasho Adura, PDP agent. INEC Obi unwilling to pay exhibit certification fee. EFCC writes outgoing governors. All of that you'll find on the cover of the Nation newspaper. And now we move on to Daily Independent newspaper. Fear of impeachment. Reps kick as Gbajabiamila adjourns plenary indefinitely. Reps kick as Gbajabiamila adjourns plenary indefinitely. That's the major story for Daily Independent newspaper today. Labour Party supporters mob factional chairman Apapa in court. INEC refuses to provide 70% of electoral documents. That's according to Peter Obi. Apapa group plotting to invalidate Labour Party victories nationwide. That's according to the party. Stakeholders commend aviation agencies 40% revenue contribution to federation accounts. Federal government takes possession of second Niger bridge May 20. PDP talks tough over indiscriminate suspension of members. Next 5 years set to be hottest period ever according to the UN. Presidential election. I am in disbelief. Blinken called Tinubu. That's according to Atiku. Resident doctor strike. We've started negotiations, says federal government. We've not been invited to any meeting, says doctors. Rising death stock. Governors worried Nigeria may go under. Those are the other stories on the cover of Daily Independent newspaper today. The cover story for Daily Trust newspaper says federal government to replace striking doctors with ad hoc staff. The writers to this story say our demands must be met. Patients grown, activities grounded in hospitals. That is the main story for Daily Trust newspaper. And now we move on to the Punch newspaper today, Thursday, the 18th of May, 2023. PDP Labour Party kick as U.S. Secretary of State calls Tinubu. U.S. promises continued comprehensive security economic cooperation. Atiku Labour Party berates Blinken. Say phone call demoralizing. Worrisome. You'll find that story on page 2. We're still staying with the Punch newspaper. I regret backing Tambuwal to become speaker. That's according to Gbajabiamila. 7 banks fined 1 billion naira for forex offenses. Matawale urges EFCC to probe presidency officials and ministers. Confusion as Labour Party factions clash at tribunal. Minister carpets resident doctors at strike grounds hospitals. US demands justice for slain consulate officials. Varsity admission with tears. Direct entry applicants sleep rough at JAMB office. The Daily Times newspaper. The cover story says PEPC drama. Lamidi Apapa escapes being lynched at Obi's petition hearing. Denies receiving 500 million to scuttle Labour Party's suite. The Guardian newspaper today, Thursday, 18th of May 2023, cover story. Battle in states as 18 ministers lobby Tinubu to retain portfolio. That is the cover story for The Guardian. You'll find the story on page 6. And very quickly, let's give you a rundown of some other stories on the cover of The Guardian. Article in disbelief as US Secretary calls Tinubu pledges support for incoming government. Doctor strike grounds activities at National Hospital. Hoodlums take over failed Oshodi Motion Link Road. PEPC. INEC Obi resume hostilities at tribunal. Labour Party leaders fight over chairmanship tussle. Telcos give banks ultimatum on USSD debt as presidency steps in. Today's edition of Business Day newspaper. Buhari's 11th hour economic decisions seen cornering Tinubu. Buhari's 11th hour economic decisions seen cornering Tinubu. That's the cover story for Business Day newspaper today. Today's edition of Nigerian Tribune, quite busy front page, you like to call it. The cover story says US Secretary of State Tinubu in 20 minutes phone call. Atiku expresses disbelief. Now the story has some riders to it. It says Blinken advises on inclusive leadership, stresses US-Nigeria partnership. Tinubu wants assistance on security economic investment. This is inconceivable, a contradiction. To give legitimacy to widely acknowledged fraudulent election demoralizing to citizens. That's according to Atiku. That story is on page 5 of Nigerian Tribune. Alright, some other stories still on Tribune says FEC OK's 4.7 billion naira US dollar sports development in Odo, Lagos and Delta. Sunday Umbang, former Methodist prelate, dies at 86. 25,380 Nigerians PHCs lack required skilled birth attendants. Plateau killings, death toll hits 85,057 victims get mass burial. Labour Party crisis, mob attacks Papa at PEPC premises. The Vanguard newspaper today says presidential poll drama as Labour Party factions clash at tribunal. Lamidi Apapa factional chairman attacked in court. Court adjourns petition till Friday. If not for God, I would have died in court. That's according to Apapa. Denies receiving 500 million to scuttle Obi's case against Tinubu. INEC frustrating my petition against Tinubu. Obi tells court insists on Rivers Sokoto election materials. Obi Labour Party refused to pay 1.5 billion certification fee. That's according to INEC. And we're still staying with the Vanguard newspaper, which, by the way, is the last newspaper we're reviewing on today's edition of the Airliners. Very quickly, manufacturers challenge federal government over recession in sector. Said to be failed marriage led to his death. That's according to Zeb Ejiro. Blinken calls Tinubu pledges to strengthen US-Nigeria relations. Hospital services disrupted as resident doctors begin 5-day warning strike. Prelate Emeritus of Methodist Church Nigeria, Umbang, dies at 86. Anambra, US vows to fish out killers of embassy staff. Death toll rises to 10. No American killed. That's according to the US government. Buhari saddened by killings. Why and how petrol subsidy must go. That's according to Kingsley Mohalu. 10th National Assembly leadership tension as APC National Working Committee recommends free contest. All right, I'm afraid that's all we can take on today's edition of the Airliners on CockFM Radio. For more info and updates, visit our social media platforms via CockFM Radio Live on Facebook, CockFM on Twitter, CockFM Radio Live on Instagram, and CockFM Radio Live on YouTube. Till I come your way again tomorrow, stay out of trouble and enjoy the rest of your day.
CockFM Radio. It's all about you.